The sports sector has been gaining so much attention on the African continent, and many governments, many countries and leaderships have been discovering sports as one of the main drivers of economic development, and basketball particularly has been one of the fastest rising sports on the continent, if you ask me, but I bet I would be on the same level with everyone who have been following the sector lately. And this evening we are gladly joined by Amadou Gallo, President of the Basketball Africa League. Thank you very much once again for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I said it, sports is gaining so much attention on the continent, and obviously basketball is playing a very, very great role. And I will start by asking basketball in Africa, the growth, especially in the late years, maybe if I can say a span of 5 years, how do you rate it, and its impact not only in the sports sector, but also driving economies on the continent?
Yeah, I think there's really, there's been a lot of work put into the efforts on the continent, the NBA and working with FIBA for decades to grow the game, to raise awareness, to make it accessible for young boys and girls. And ultimately, we partnered with FIBA to launch the Basketball Africa League 4 years ago, which we launched in the middle of a pandemic right here in Kigali. We are incredibly encouraged by what we are seeing, just increased interest. We feel like now we have a product that is globally recognized, that people are looking forward to, season 5, which we are in the middle of getting ready for. Sports, as you said, is an important part of the development, socioeconomic development efforts. I think for a long time in Africa, it wasn't recognized as such. So we're glad that today, it is part of mainstream conversations.
Yeah. If we can narrow it, for example, to Rwanda hosting the BAL games for the past 4 years, how has this positively impacted in terms of inspiring, empowering, elevating, and also lifting the basketball ecosystem entirely in the country?
Really, we don't have to look too far. Looking at the event that is being hosted here in Kigali, the FIBA World Cup Women's Qualifiers coming to the continent for the first time. It is happening right here in Kigali because Kigali had really established itself now as a hub for global events taking place here. And we were very intentional in making sure that this is where we wanted to come and, launch our African product when we did that in the middle of the pandemic because of the conditions that existed here. You have a world-class arena, you have world leadership that is extremely supportive. You have visionary leadership that shared in what we saw that sports can do as a driver of economy. Rwanda has been on the forefront of looking to promote tourism, visitors in their country with the partnerships they've done in other sports. So when they partner with the NBA, they recognize that you are partnering with best in class in terms of commercializing and operating a professional sports league. And what I see here, great job that FERWABA is doing. I attended some local league games here at Lycée de Kigali last year and this year again, just seeing the enthusiasm and how things are being organized. When I look at BK Arena, the past 2 games that I watched, during these World Cup qualifiers, just to see that, how we organize our events, a lot of it is being transferred to how FERWABA and the organizers of this competition are doing it. And that's really the intent. We want to inspire and we want to influence, really bring best-in-class expertise and operational models. So what I've seen here, the entire ecosystem is energized. Your women team finishing 4th at last year's AfroBasket, hosting this event and winning games. I can see that young people are very, very, very interested in the game. When you see a filled arena like we saw the past games, the 2 games that I've seen the Rwanda team play, For me, that's a testament to really, the work that's been done here by Ferwaba, the entire leadership of this country, to make sure that we continue to create platform where Africa can be showcased, at a major level.
Now that we have created this interest and we have brought the game and the sector to the spotlight, what follows, or what is particularly needed to make sure that this spotlight we have created is now translated into economic empowerment and economic development, but also not leaving behind African talents?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have to double down on exactly doing that, building local expertise, continuing to grow talent on the court and off the court. And I see the progress. If it's speaking about Rwanda specifically, I think a summer ago or so, the men's team finished third at the Afro-Chan in Angola. Now seeing what the women did, and I understand that both your boys and girls under 18 teams qualified to go to South Africa at the AfroBasket for boys and girls. So we got to continue to work to build expertise, develop coaches, and we have a program for that where we send African coaches to intern in the Summer League in Las Vegas. I think there were 2 coaches from Rwanda who attended again this year. We're going to continue to focus on refereeing to make sure that also that side of the game, continue to develop. But at the end of the day, it's about the talent on the court, both from a playing standpoint, coaches and referees, and we have to continue to focus on growing that. And now, when you talk about events, because the product we create on the court, we want to make sure that there is entertainment that is infused. That's what drives people to want to come to Bank of Kigali Arena. We got to continue to also attract partners like Bank of Kigali, MTN Rwanda, and other companies to come and invest with us to continue to help us meet the ambitions, the huge ambitions we have for our league and the sport of basketball. Absolutely.
Now that we're talking about the league, you said it well that we are in preparations for season 5. What is going on right now, and what is at stake, and what is coming up?
Yeah, look, the minute the season was over, we probably took a few days to recharge, but the team is busy working, planning for next season. We have our most exciting season, the most successful season in season 4. I think every year we've said that, which is really, signaling continued progress, and that's what we want to make sure we come back in season 5 with more innovation and a better product on the court, more partners and bigger crowds in the arenas. This year we had record crowds that we were very pleased with, and we're looking forward to building on that.
Right. Talking about back to basketball generally on the African continent, what do you make of the recent performance of African teams in recent global scale competitions? For example, the Olympics that just got concluded, but also the currently ongoing FIBA AfroBasket, the FIBA qualifiers. What do you make of the performance of the African teams? And if you can say, as we head to the conclusion, where do we need to hit most in terms of improving the efforts that are being put into the game to make sure that we reach where we want?
I think in terms of governance and administration of the sport, and the example of South Sudan shows that if you have leadership that is consistent, that is committed, and that knows how to organize and identify talent both on and off the court, put it together and prepare, the results will come, because the talent has always been here. What Lual Deng has been able to achieve in South Sudan, he retired in 2018, I believe, and went back, became the president of the federation. I remember seeing them here at AfroBasket in 2019. For the first time, they were participating in AfroBasket on the continent, and they finished 7 out of 16 teams, but you could see the signal. You could see that they were really taking steps to build something big, and I'm not surprised. We were in South Sudan back in 2011, on Independence Day, with Lual doing clinics, and And then the talent we've seen around the world from South Sudan have always been there. Now going back and organizing it, having a federation and hiring professionals to coach the team. They're interested in following the talent and developing it. And this is why I'm not surprised at all, but that's an example that we want to make sure that everybody's paying attention to across Africa, because it is possible to do the same in other countries that have similar talent, but certainly the leadership and the governance, we need to have strong federations. This is an area that really we want to continue to focus with our partner FIBA to make sure that our federations are very strongly administered, and that players are, incentivized and motivated. Yes, you're motivated to play for your flag, but at the same time also there is a minimum of professionalism that needs to exist in the environment. Talking about also beyond South Sudan, I saw them in London when they played that game against the USA, coming short for 1 point, shocked everybody, but also they went to Lille. We were there and saw them play, perform, they competed, they believed, they were confident, they represented Africa extremely well. Absolutely. And the Nigerian women's national team also performed very well, qualifying for the quarterfinals. This was the first, and what we're seeing here, why FIBA is choosing to come to Africa to host, this competition, because Rwanda had built world-class infrastructure, and also with the Basketball Africa League finals every year here, we've demonstrated that we can do big things on the continent. So we got to continue to be consistent in our effort to build excellence, to showcase excellence, because there's plenty of that across Africa. And
Amadou, finally, putting all that we just talked about together, maybe, I don't know if I will be right if I put it on a scale of 1 to 10, but how optimistic are you regarding the development of the game and seeing it flourish and raise the continent to the international scale? I'm extremely bullish, and this is why we are here. This is something we are committed to, and I know that we are only scratching the surface. It's not time for celebration yet. And as well as Lual Deng and South Sudan have done when they called him after the last game to say, hey, you guys should be proud, but he didn't want to hear, because, it's about really, getting up there, getting to the top. Yes, we have reasons to be very encouraged, but we know the potential we have. We know that we are only scratching the surface, but we are encouraged and motivated to continue to drive. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Amadou, for your time tonight on Rwanda Television.
Thank you.
All right.